friends. As requested, I am creating a quick tutorial on how to draw two realistic eyes. Many of you all have been showing me your drawings of one very wonderful realistic eye, but you have been fearful with actually putting the eye on the face. So first I'm going to show you how to draw two realistic eyes, and then in a future video I'll show you how to put the whole face together. So, the key to drawing two realistic eyes is that you need to draw both eyes at the same time. Do not completely draw one eye and then completely draw the other eye. You need to draw both eyes at the same time. That's the first trick. The second trick is you should not worry about making them exactly the same. Your eyes are not exactly the same. There are subtle differences between each eye. So first we're going to start off with our spacing. And we'll start off with our pupil for our first set of eyes. Nice round pupil, and we're going to scoot this over for a nice round pupil. Nothing hard about drawing two circles. And then we'll carefully draw the top lid, going up to touch the top of the pupil. Actually, it's not the pupil, that's the iris, and down. And do the same for the lower lid. Whatever you do for one eye, you will do the same for the other eye. It's okay if they're not exactly the same, but you do want them to get similar. So now I have two eyes with their iris and the full shape of the ball, and they're both looking in the same direction. Now, I am going to shade in my iris very lightly, just to satisfy my need for there to be a value there. And we'll also draw just a little pink inside to support your eyes in the corner. Now, for your pupil is a black dot in the center of your eye. Draw for one and for the other. Your pupil for the black dot in the center of your eye. I'm just going to darken the edge of my eyelid. And I'm going to darken the edge of my iris for both of my eyes. I'm personally choosing to shade in my iris some more. Now you can add all the details that can be seen in lighter eyes if you would like to. Personally, my eyes are a darker brown, so I rarely get a chance to see all of the details or the layers of the muscles that make up the inside of my iris unless the sunshine is shining directly into my eye and while I'm looking in the mirror. Next, I'm going to begin adding my eyelid. I'm just going to add a very, very slight line to show the crease and the edge of my eyelid. And then I can go ahead and skip some space for the deeper crease where my eyeball, covered in eyelid skin, meets my eyeball socket. I can add eyelashes, and realistically your eyelashes are not all the same length. Some are longer, some are shorter. Most people tend to have shorter lashes towards the inner part of their eye and longer lashes towards the edge. But notice, whatever detail I'm doing on one eye, I do the same detail on the other eye at the same time. I'm not drawing the entire eye before I add other details. If you want to, you can add shading on the actual eyeball. The shading will appear to be darker towards the top lid because the top lid with its eyelashes does cast a shadow over the eyeball. And then gradually it gets lighter. And if you'd like to, you can add a highlight. You could have either skipped white space for your highlight, or you can take your eraser, erase it a little bit on the table to clean off the debris, and then erase a little bit of a highlight on both eyes. And you can define the edge of the highlight if you'd like to, or you could leave it undefined. It's up to you. Add a few lashes beneath my eye. But that's all there is to it. You just draw both eyes at the same time. Now, we're going to start off with the eyelid and then add the irises afterwards. So, you are going to start off with the shape of your eyelid. Let's see how I want this to go. Space the eyes about this far apart. And I'm just going to draw a little bit of detail on both at the same time, going across and down, across and down. You have to think of them kind of symmetrically, but remember, they do not have to be 100% identical. It's good if they're close, but do not put pressure on yourself to make them exactly the same. Now I'm drawing my lower lid for these wide open eyes at the same time. And let's see. Draw the edge of my lower lid. I like to darken the edge of my top lid. Add a few crease lines around the edge of the eye. And I've decided that I want my irises to look to the right. So I'm not worrying about whether or not they're perfect circles. I'm just more or less lightly draw that circle in. I'll add the pink flesh in the corner of my eyes. Pink flesh in the corners. I could shade the whole white of my eyeball and make the shade appear darker towards the top lid and lighter towards the bottom lid. And I'm darkening the edge of my iris. This time I've decided that I want to place the highlight in the same place. And I'm drawing the pupils about the same size on both eyes. I'm now darkening my iris. Remember, you just do a little bit on one eye and then a little bit on the other eye. Darkening my pupil. Your pupil is the blackest part of your entire body. Light enters your eye through your pupil and you see out of your pupil. Now I'm just continuing to darken my iris. I do a little on one eye and then I do a little on the other eye. Just building up that dark value. And with all this shading, I've forgotten about eyelashes. I'll add those in a moment. Notice even with my eyelashes, I only do a little on each eye at the same time. Just go back and forth between both eyes. And once again, you're not worrying about whether or not they are perfectly, exactly 100% the same. In real life, your eyes are not 100% exactly the same. There are slight and subtle differences. Do not put that kind of pressure on yourself to try to make them exactly the same. You genuinely don't need to. It's just easier to draw both of them at the same time. Just adding a few skin folds, because I'd like to. But yeah, that's it. You're going to draw both eyes at the same time. You're adding the details to both eyes at the same time. Alright, enjoy.